Start out, and we're starting with the effects analysis review. I'm going to talk a little bit about the purpose and the process for that review, and then I'm going to hand off to Dr. Alex Parker, who is the chair of the effects analysis panel. So,
Sam, for the purposes of those that are following along on the webcast, introduce who you are.
Oh, I'm Sam Heriter. I'm one of the program managers for the Delta Science program.
Thank you.
Thanks. So the Delta Science program's independent science review is a little different than what the ISB did, in that this review was actually started before the ISB process, and it was actually done at the request of the BDCP agencies, DWR, and the Bureau, and it was intended to provide scientific review to help to strengthen the scientific quality of the effects analysis. We followed the process that's described in the science plan for our according to our policy and procedures for independent science review. That includes organizing an agency and stakeholder planning group to help us develop the charge and identify appropriate people for the panel. It includes the materials for the review, and the panel having a public meeting for the review. That when the panel's report came out, we transmitted that report to the agencies, and then we also post the review and associated comments on our website so that we have a transparent process for doing our science reviews. The review is actually done in three phases. We started out looking with the panel. We actually had a charge at each phase and followed the same process at each phase, but it started out just looking at primarily at the approach and the methods for the review to give them some early feedback on how they were going about the effects analysis. The second phase was a more developed effects analysis, but not quite complete. It seemed like a good place to stop and give them some feedback before they did the final effects analysis report. In the third phase, the panel reviewed a complete draft, and that's what they're going to talk about today, is their review of that final draft, the draft that's available now in the public review version of the BDCP. So we started this process somewhere around June of 2011. Then the panel sent us their third phase report in March of this year. So it's been quite a process, and we appreciate the fact that the same panel hung in there through the whole process for over that 3 years. The panel is made up of 7 members. They represent a broad range of scientific expertise, including hydrodynamics, fish biology, statistics, modeling, aquatic ecology, food webs, plant communities, and terrestrial ecology. The panel members were Dr. Charles Simonstead. He's a research professor at the University of Washington. Luke George from Colorado State University. Nancy Monson, Dr. Nancy Monson from Stanford University. Dr. Tom Parker, California State University, San Francisco. Dr. Greg Grugeroni, he's with Natural Resources Consulting. And Dr. John Skalski with the University of Washington. And last but not least, Dr. Alex Parker, who's formerly with, still sort of with San Francisco State University's Romberg-Tiburon Lab, and now a professor with the California Maritime Academy. So, Alex.
Dr. Parker, welcome.
Thank you. Is this